Okay, let's try a little bit of Jeopardy. Some people love this show, some people hate it. I can say, without a doubt, though, that I will say the answer. Before I'm shown the options, I will try to say the answer. I don't do the one where you have to spell out the word. You miss it by one letter, you don't get it right, even if you do know what it is.
Jeopardy!
And spelling with a controller sucks.
Please welcome our contestants. And now...
And we start the Jeopardy round categories with this one. That's my ma. Board game history. Best female rock vocal Grammys. In the bookstore. Fish fry. And American history. A lot of clues, a lot of categories, player one. This famous transaction in 1803 doubled the territory of the U.S.
Louisiana Purchase.
Yes, player one. You are correct. Player one, choose again. In the 1760s, he and Charles Mason used milestones to mark the boundary line between Maryland and Pennsylvania.
Mason-Dixon.
Okay, player one. Yes. We return to you, player one. The Watergate scandal led to the resignation of this U.S. president in 1974.
Nixon.
Okay, player one. Right. You again, player one. In the 1830s, some 4,000 members of this Indian tribe died during a forced march known as the Trail of Tears.
Choctaw? Chippewa? Cherokee?
The correct response is the Cherokee. Please pick again, player one. Reconstruction refers to the period of readjustment and rebuilding after this war. Let's hear it, player one. That's it. Player one, you pick again, please.
I gotta see.
Fry, meaning young, is often applied to this fish, like the sockeye that returns to spawn where it hatched.
Salmon.
Yes, player one. Right.
And I don't say salmon.
Player one, back to you.
Because salmo is the Latin word for leaper.
Males guard the fry of the smallmouth type of this, a sport fishing favorite.
Smallmouth bass.
It's player one. Yes. Player one, pick again.
Dang it.
Answer, it's the Daily Double.
I don't want
And you're in the lead now. So, what's your wager?
Yeah, we'll go 200.
Here is your Daily Double clue. The tiger type of this fish can be 1.5 feet long at birth, with dark spots and stripes that fade as it ages.
It's gotta be a shark.
Congratulations, you're still in first, player one. You again, player one. Baby catfish are called sack fry and subsist for 5 days on this, even after they hatch from the egg.
Embryotic? I don't know.
We're talking about yolk.
Yolk. That's embryotic.
Player one, back to you for our geographic name for the spotted green type of pike, whose young eat insects before graduating to other fish.
Geographic name. Huh.
Let's hear it, player 3. That's right. Way to go.
There you go.
All right, let's get back into this. Player 3 has control. Charles Darrow created this game in the Depression while dreaming of fame,
Monopoly.
fortune, and his summers at the Jersey Shore. Let's hear it, player 1. Yes.
I ain't as
Player
dumb as I
1,
look.
you're in command of the board as we continue right now. In 1758, Ben Franklin issued his last publication of this annual.
Little Richard's Almanac.
Let's hear it, player 1.
Or Poor Richard. And not Little Richard. Little Richard is the black guy.
That's correct. Player 1, choose again. Game fish of the family Istiophoridae with a pointed snout.
Trout.
Okay, player 1.
Oh, crap. Marlin.
That's correct.
The swordfish.
Player 1, choose a doctor who specializes in the treatment of skin diseases.
Dermatologist.
Yes, player 1. Correct. Player 1, choose. All right, here with the clue is Kelly.
Its silhouette is seen here.
It looks an awful lot like Pennsylvania.
Player 3. That's it. Where do we begin, player 3? Dr. Faustus, playwright. It's player 3. You got it. You again, player 3. The Teammates by David Halberstam chronicles the friendships of Ted Williams and others on this team.
No, don't tell me this is a sports category. I hate sports.
Player 2. Nope. Anyone else?
The Mets.
Player 1.
I'd be wrong on that one, wouldn't I? Red Sox.
Yep.
That was a
A lot
wild
of clues,
guess.
a lot of categories. Player 1. Make a selection. 1995. You ought to know. Okay, player 1.
That would be Alanis Morissette.
That's right. Way to go. Select again. 1994. Come to my window. Okay, player 1. Yes.
That one's too easy.
Player 1. Back 1979. Hot stuff.
Donna Summer.
Let's hear it, player 1. Yep. Select again. 1981. Fire and Ice.
I said Pat Benatar would be there.
Player 1. Correct.
I'm kicking the shit out of it.
Player 1. Back 2000. There goes the neighborhood.
Not a clue.
Yes, player 2. Good for you. Good. Back on the plus side. Player 2. You're in command of the board as we continue, right? A game imported from India is called both Shoots and Snakes and These.
Ladders.
It's player 1. Good for you. Player 1. While out of work, Alfred Butts created this word game by mixing anagrams with crossword puzzles.
Scrabble.
It's player 1. Good for you. You get to pick again. Hasbro says this game was invented by a wealthy couple while aboard their luxury boat.
Battleship.
Okay, player 3. Right.
I would have got that wrong.
Player 3, you start. In the 1950s, Parker Brothers took a French game called Conquest of the World and turned it into
Risk.
this. Yes, player one? Yes. Player one, start us. John Grisham switched gears with skipping this holiday, about a couple who want to skip the consumerism.
Christmas.
Player one? Yeah, good. Player one, back. The Devil in the White City examines murder, magic, and madness at the 1893 World's Fair in this U.S. city.
Chicago.
It's player two. Right. Player two, you start us off. In a Stephen King book, writer Paul Sheldon is weary of this title heroine he created.
Oh, and I know this one. I'm a big fan. Damn it.
The correct response is Misery.
Misery. Oh. Ooh.
And now the $1,000 clue. Appropriately, part 3 of this 1953 novel is Burning Bright.
You got me on that one.
Here's the correct response. Fahrenheit 451.
Oh, really? Ray
Player
Pick
2 is
Brand.
going first in Double Jeopardy when we come back following this.
Ray Bradbury kicked ass.
Clues are worth $400 to $2,000 in these categories. Characters in literature. Your history. Around the world.
Yeah.
Under the sea.
See?
Leave me. And what a TV character. All right, player 2, as promised, you pick first. We're flying past 10,000 feet on our way to this. The altitude will maintain en route, 35,000 feet. Yes, player 2. Good for you.
Okay, I got it.
Player 2, you pick again, please. Let's go over to Sarah.
Ledger lines are for notes that don't fit on the 5-line staff, like this note that can be shown 1 line below the treble staff or 1 line above the bass staff.
Cliff.
It's player 1.
Oh, crap.
Yep. Player 1, you're in command of the board as we continue right now. In 1994, Jordan signed a peace treaty with this country, ending the official state of war between them.
Sudan.
Yes, player 2. Sorry. Anyone else?
Yeah, I'm going to try it.
Let's hear it, player 1.
Israel.
You are correct. Select again. In 1903, Panama declared its independence from this country.
U.S.?
Let's hear it, player 2. No, that's not right. Anyone else care to try to come up with a correct response? The correct response is Colombia. Select again. Heads up. This 16th century British king had 6 wives and a 2-door garage.
Henry VIII.
Let's hear it, player 1. Right. Player 1. Hold the phone, said Elisha Gray and Thomas Edison, who both sued this Scottish-born inventor and lost. It's
Graham
player
Bell.
2. That's right. Way to go.
You clicked it. Just
All right, let's get back into
tenth of a
this.
second.
Player 2 has control. In 45 BC, this Roman's army defeated the two sons of Pompey. It would be his final battle.
Julius Caesar.
Let's hear it, Player 1. That's correct. Player 1, you start. This future U.S. president graduated from West Point in 1915, 61st in a class of 164. Let's hear it, Player 2. Nope.
No, it ain't Roosevelt.
Any other takers?
I want to say Eisenhower.
It's Player 1. You are correct. You get to pick again, Player 1. This fighter for a woman's right to vote died in 1906, 14 years before the 19th Amendment made her dream a reality. It's Player 1.
Susan B. Anthony.
Right.
I am really
You get to
kicking
pick
her
again,
ass.
Player 1.
Let's see
Some
what this-
consider the Hannibal variety of these, made from 100% Havana seed leaf, the world's finest.
Oh, cigars.
Player 1? Yep.
It's not Havana. It's Havana.
Player 1, back to you for our next. Bags of this leafy vegetable from Natural Selection Foods were at the center of a September 2006 E. coli outbreak.
Lettuce.
Let's hear it, Player 1. No.
Really?
Anyone else want to hazard a guess on this?
Oh, I was thinking 2011. Crap.
Yes, Player 3?
Well, Player 2.
Any other
automatically gets
takers?
it.
Player 2. That is correct. On the plus side again. All right, let's get back into this. Player 2 has control. Like humans, leaves have an exterior epidermis and an interior arrangement of these vascular tissues. Let's hear it, Player 1.
Veins.
Right you are. Okay, let's get back into this. Player 1, you make... Well, golly! He left his
Drummer
job and
pile.
home in Mayberry to join the Marine Corps.
USMC.
Okay, Player 1. Right you are.
Oh!
You again, Player 1. On the Addams Family, he was married to Morticia.
Gomez.
It's Player 1. That's it. Player 1, choose a... Pavel was the first name of this Star Trek character, played by Walter Koenig. Yes, Player 1.
Chekhov.
You are correct. Player 1, during a dream sequence, it was revealed that this Richard Dean Anderson character had the first name Angus. It's Player 3. Nope. Anyone else care to try to come up with a correct response?
All right. Sure,
Let's hear it,
got
Player 1. That's correct. You again, Player 1. Hardcore fans of Gilligan's Island know that this character's real name is Roy Hinckley.
The professor.
Player 1? Right. Player 1, back to you for our next. The Macrocystis genus of this seaweed can grow fronds up to 200 feet long.
Kale?
Here's the correct response. Kelp.
Kelp. All right.
We
Of
return
course.
to you, Player 1. This fragrant leaf of the laurel tree is sold commercially as a seasoning. It's Player 3. That's correct. Okay, let's get back into this. Player 3, you make the next selection as we... This treacherous pirate in Treasure Island has a pet parrot named Captain Flint.
Utter shiver me timbers.
Here's the correct response. Long John Silver. Player 3, you pick again, please. A gray spider named Charlotte brings about a series of miracles to keep this pig from the butcher's knife.
Charlotte's Web.
It's player 1.
Oh, Wilbur.
That's it. Player 1, where do we start?
You older guys will know the reference I just imitated. Oh, Wilbur.
And here's Sarah.
The traditional masks of comedy and tragedy were used by characters in ancient Greek drama. They're thought to have represented the twin sides of this god of wine and revelry.
Damn it. I know this one too.
We're talking about Dionysius.
Dionysus.
Player 1, choose
He
again.
made the springs put forth all the springs, put forth the wine.
Answer,
Freaking Jesus.
the first of the 2 daily doubles. You are currently in the lead. Please enter your wager.
And
Here is your daily double clue. Tom Sawyer saw him murder Dr. Robinson in the cemetery and testified against him in court.
Injun Joe.
That puts you even further ahead. We return to you, player 1. This E.L. Doctorow title character joins Dutch Schultz's gang as a 15-year-old in 1930s New York City. Yes, player 2.
Oh.
No,
Anyone
it's
else?
fictional.
It's player 1. Good. Select again. Here's Sarah to start us off.
Forgotten
Machu
for
Picchu.
centuries, this Incan royal retreat was rediscovered by Hiram Bingham in 1911.
Yes, player 1. That is correct. Player 1. Picking. The principalities of Moldavia and Wallachia were joined together to form this country in the 19th century.
Falklands?
We're talking about Romania.
Oh, not even close.
Player 1. Pick again. The capital of this Pacific island kingdom is Nuku'alofa.
Hawaii.
It's player 1.
Tonga.
Yep. We return to you, player 1. The modern Hebrew and Arabic alphabets consist only of this type of letter. Okay, player 1. Sorry, that's wrong.
That's all right.
Any other takers?
When you're 30,000 ahead, who cares?
Here's what we were looking for. A consonant.
Really?
You again, player 1. It's the South American national capital city that fits the category. Okay, player 3. Anyone else want to hazard a guess on this?
Nope.
Here's what we wanted. Caracas. Here's the $2,000 clue.
Oh no. God damn it.
Answer. The other daily double. And you're in the lead now. What are you going to wager?
I've been in the lead the whole time.
Here is your clue. Found in South Africa in 1905, this 3,106 carat diamond went to Amsterdam for cutting. However, you keep your lead. We're talking about the Cullinan. Only two of you will be going on to Final Jeopardy.
I would have said the hook.
Sorry,
diamond.
player two. Everything depends on Final Jeopardy,
We
of
know
course,
the
so
hook
let's take a
diamond
look
got
at the
chopped
category,
down.
shall we? Italian inventors.
Marconi.
You need to select your wager. And the last clue? In 1910, his new invention helped Scotland Yard catch a murderer escaping to North America across the Atlantic.
Marconi.
And
How
your
many
response?
Italian inventors has there been?
Sorry, that incorrect response will drop your score by... And your response? With that correct response, you will gain...
30.
Player one, congratulations to you.
Hell of a round. And thanks for watching. See you
We'll
guys
see
next time.
you next time.
Hey, that's my line.